Season 2, for me personally, kind of indicates that they're really trying to showcase Steven's character a little bit more seriously. But when it comes to Joyride, it really feels like that they wanted to go back to the status quo of what they did in the last season. Mainly Beach City episodes, and as much as I understand where people are coming from or they didn't enjoy the Beach City episodes like they were in the first season, I can't deny that the Beach City episodes from Season 2 and onwards, despite being mostly worthless, they're not really that problematic for people like me who watched the show after the show came to an end after Future. I'm just saying this right now, that even though that Joyride is mainly episode that is somewhat filler despite integral when it comes to the characters trying to find Peridot, it's not like that this episode is really on the same levels as worthlessness as the Naruto episode that we're skipping in Season 2. Joyride is where Steven is hanging out with the cool kids while still taking things seriously, like he did in Full Disclosure after the events of the Season 1 finale. And judging of how that his seriousness is a lot more serious in comparison to the Peridot debut episode, you can really tell that there was a lot on his mind, knowing full well that the future is basically now when it comes to the world building of Steven Universe. And when you think about it, Steven trying to act seriously like his guardians is relatable because it happens in real life. And even though that the Crystal Gems aren't really the best guardians or parents on the planet or any other TV series, it's not like that they're the same parents as realistic parents or parents from other cartoons, like cartoon parents like I've mentioned before. But my point is that when Steven is trying to focus on the matter at hand, that he actually found Peridot's escape pod, he wants to take it to the Crystal Gems can use it in order to find Peridot's whereabouts, but unfortunately, the cool kids wants to spend time with Steven by using the Joyride to do their own activities. But considering after what Steven told them about what's on his mind, it's a lot more heavy. And to tell you the truth, when Jenny tells Steven that he needs to let go of the pressure, believe me, this episode is really relatable when it comes to letting go of the pressure, when Steven is really into hot water right now when it comes to the homeworld people coming down to Earth and making things worse, and nearly just having so much stress putting onto Steven, considering that he turned into Steven from Rose Quartz. Into a human, that is. And for me personally, if we had the route of Steven taking himself seriously, the show itself will probably have a different tone that it may be important when it comes to the Crystal Gem characters and the Gem characters like Jasper and Peridot. At the very least, I think there's a reason onto why we ended up getting more Beach City episodes so that Steven could calm himself down. Granted, he can get Flanderized when it comes to the New Year's episode, but at the same time, whenever I think about Steven in the later seasons when it comes to Beach City episodes, he really needs his space from the missions that he goes on with the Crystal Gems. Even if he really wants to go on missions with them, at the same time, there's always the other way around. That could apply to the Crystal Gems, but the difference is that they spend 8% doing missions on protecting Earth, while the 20% is spending time with Steven. And what I mean is mainly the fact that they show their caring side less in comparison to Steven's. If you really think about it, if Steven took himself seriously on being a real hero, I'm pretty sure he won't be able to be qualified in comparison to other superheroes, since that his life as a Crystal Gem, while good in some cases, it's just not the right type of bravery that he would be accustomed to. I'm just saying this right now that the takes of Steven's personality and development has been taken when it comes to this season, the following seasons, the movie, and future. They probably want to give Steven a direction when it comes to him living his life as a human, but also as half-gem. With the cool kids defending him, allowing Garnet to unground Steven from watching TV, it really shows that Steven really did what he could, but he just doesn't know how to make things right when he is still a kid. Which is the word that Buck stated, that he is still a kid. Or he's just a kid, but still the same thing. This episode isn't really one of my most favorites when it comes to this season in particular, but at the same time, it actually shows growth when it comes to Steven's character when he needs to spend time for himself while taking things a lot more seriously, since that he's not like the Crystal Gems when it comes to them having more experience than him, and the fact that he is still a kid. I'm giving this episode a 7 out of 10, and we're kickstarting season 2, and I'm honestly eager to express my perspective on Peridot once we head into the second half of the season. Thank the Lord that this season isn't as long as the last season.